Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we have a little bit more of a serious topic. This is more of the kind of content that I want to be getting into because I just feel like it's important for us to discuss some of these topics so we can get a better understanding of who we are and one another. So this article here, the George Floyd sculpture, I'm sure you guys heard about it in the news. If you haven't, so the sculpture in New York City was defaced. Apparently this is the second time, and they have video footage of someone throwing paint on the statue. And I just want to take a moment to address this because, in my honest opinion, this doesn't offend me, and I'm hoping it doesn't offend anybody else. And let me explain myself. We've been stuck in this European type of mindset, and let's call it gestures, where they like to give us symbols as a form of payment, repayment, or even apology. And that's what's happened consistently throughout American history. When things have happened to blacks or any particular group, let's say, the treatment or the repayment or the apology tends to be some sort of a symbol, right? And they know symbols incite emotion, right? You get a trophy for a sport or for a competition, and you feel happy because it's that level of acknowledgement. Money, if you have a lot of money or you come into money, you feel good, right? These are symbols. Having a luxurious car or having the most grand home, these are all symbols, and these are things that incite emotion. But the dark side of this, or the other side of this, is those emotions can also become problematic. Right? There are people that hurt others for money. There are people that hurt others because they see your assets, or they see your home, and they see that luxurious car, and they may hurt you or try to take it from you. And that's what symbols do. Symbols incite emotion. So rather than enacting change or having a discussion where you get to hear both sides, and you're not just automatically tuning out the other side and the other people and just accusing of being things that you have no idea if they are any of those things, any of those stereotypes, or any of those, that sort of negativity, that narrative that we like to paint people as. We don't like to do change. We don't like to have conversations and dialogue. And then we have these sort of events because we're giving symbols. Now, obviously, the George Floyd situation was a controversial one. Different people, different backgrounds are going to have different opinions on the situation. And when you give a symbol, you incite emotion. Now, I'm sure there were some people who probably saw this statue and they were like, yeah, we got something, like, this is great. But there's going to be others that's going to say, well, I wasn't for that situation. I don't agree with that situation. I don't agree with the outcome of that situation or what happened with that situation. And their emotion led to this. And you can't fault anybody. You can't be angry, and you shouldn't be offended by this. What you should be offended by is the lack of action. It's the lack of change. It's that when things happen to people in this country or around this world, where's the conversation? Where's the dialogue? We don't want symbols. Keep your symbols. We want dialogue, we want conversation, and we want change. And, I'm not trying to be a skeptic here, but George Floyd's death isn't more important than anyone else's death. From any race, from any religion, from any background, his death is not more important. And his death shouldn't be treated as it's more important. And when you give a statue or you give a symbol, it does resonate with people that there's a heightened level of importance on this particular event compared to others. And again, I don't want anybody to be offended, and I hope this video doesn't offend anybody, but I just want us to start thinking, communicating, talking, and through that, incite change. But that's all we need. We just need change, and we just need to hear each other out. Nothing good comes from divisiveness, right? Everything good comes from teamwork and working together. If one particular group of people are being oppressed or being offended, it takes all of us to rectify that situation. We don't give them symbols. We don't point fingers. We don't single anybody out. We have a dialogue. We figure out what's going on. We figure out the best solution for everybody, because there's always somebody that's being oppressed. There's always someone that's being offended. And we can't have this mindset of I'm the victim, feel for me, and not feel for anyone else. We need to be able to feel for everyone, care for everyone. So it's unfortunate that this occurred, but it doesn't surprise me that this is what happens with symbols again. Does it surprise you that if you're walking around with fancy clothes or expensive looking clothes, that someone may try to rob you? Does it surprise you if you have a grand home, someone might try to break in? Does it surprise you if you walked around with cash, someone might try to take that cash from you? Like, no, those things don't surprise you. Those things are expected, but it's relatable to this. Those are symbols, and symbols incite emotion. And unfortunately, this is what happened. So hopefully, this event, which most likely won't, but I'm hoping that this event will spark some sort of change where we realize, hey, we don't want these symbols. There you had the earlier last year where you had the other statues that were being destroyed and pulled down and protested, and to some people those statues were symbols of heroes, or or just people looked up to what those statues represented, and those statues also to other people incited some sort of anger, and that's why that happened. So you got to take it. You got to take everyone's feelings and emotions and into consideration. And unfortunately, again, this happened, but this is the result of symbols, and symbols incite emotion. And if you're going to get some sort of symbolic treatment, you got to expect some sort of emotion to come from it, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. So, with that said, I'm gonna leave the video there, and as always, guys, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and take care of each other. And until next time, be well. Peace.